Hello, and welcome back to the Dad and Daughter podcast channel right here on YouTube. And, yep, in the famous mobile office, sitting outside of work waiting to go in. And before I start this story, because it kind of goes together because I had took my son into work. He had to be in at 1. I don't have to be in until 2, but I get into this groove because there's some days that we have to be in both at the same time. So I'm having him get ready like way extra early, and he's like, "Dad, I'm not in till this time. You're not in till this time," and it's one of those, you know. But anyways, this employee was scolded for buying a homeless man a pizza, so customer came up with a brilliant idea to help. I've already through this, gave more than a glanceful eye at it. And let's find out what this is. Performing a kind deed can brighten someone's day, but unfortunately, it can sometimes backfire. And more times than not, it does actually backfire down the road, but it does backfire. It is often disheartening to hear where good deeds are met with reprimand. A former employee of a pizza joint who goes by u/HugeBuddy2216 on Reddit shared how he was once criticized by his manager for buying a homeless man dinner. However, the story took a turn when one of his customers came up with a loophole to provide food for the needy. The employee shared that he was working at a well-known U.S. pizza delivery chain store in the early 2000s. He wrote, "For anyone who has ever worked in the U.S. food service industry, you're probably familiar with what a failing dumpster fire of a restaurant looks like. On many nights, it's just me and one driver taking care of the whole restaurant." He further shared his grievances as he mentioned that he did not have any breaks during his shift. And I'm wondering why that is, because I believe the law still is 8 hours, you get a half hour. At least. But, anything less than that, maybe not the 2-3 hour mark area, but if it's a shorter shift than 8 hours, you at least get a 15-minute break. Okay, 15 minutes are paid. Half hours are not in a lot of places. Some places you work 8, 9, 10 hours, whatever, you get an hour break. And I have worked in places like that. But that hour is unpaid. In a lot of places. There are very few, if any in existence at all, will pay that hour. But the hour is generally unpaid as well. During his shift. He said in the post, "Breaks are out of the question because the restaurant would be completely unattended. The recent franchise buyers were complete and total idiots who would show up unannounced to yell at me. And the overwhelming majority of our customers ordered once and then never again. We had pizza deliveries take 90 minutes, people bringing them back to the store. It was a nightmare." These are not of the actual employees. This is just these Next few pictures are just representation type shots. So they are, adding to the story, but they're not the actual customers or the employees. After talking about his workplace toxic environment, the employee goes on to narrate how one day a homeless man walked into the store to inquire whether the shop had any leftover pizzas. He wrote, "Well, 11 p.m. rolls around as I'm kind of standing by the phones watching the clock tick down." Yeah, who doesn't? When it's almost closing time, who does not stand there by the clock and watch it tick down? I know I do. But he goes on to say, a homeless man walks in. He introduces himself as Ricky and asks if we had any leftover pizzas that nobody picked up. The employee mentioned that he apologetically informed Ricky that there were no leftovers, but since he was in a good mood, he asked him what he wanted. The user described the incident saying, he says he likes the meat lover's pizza. Since he isn't a sociopath like some of our customers, I say I'll be happy to make him one. Ricky at this point is so thankful that he sits down in one of our chairs and starts bouncing up and down like a little kid. I mean, you get good news like that, you're going to, you cannot help but do that. You know what I mean? The former employee had also paid for the pizza on behalf of the homeless man, which cost him $12, equivalent to the wages of an hour and a half at the shop. He calls the transaction a good deal. Soon, things took an ugly turn as the manager arrived. As the pizza comes out of the oven, in comes the area manager, the brother of the franchise's owner. He begins shouting as usual and accuses me of stealing from the store, he wrote. Now you see, that's what you get for walking in on the middle of a conversation. That's what you get. That goes against the manager that came in and started yelling at the employee. The user talks about Henry, who is a regular customer at the shop and witnessed the commotion. He narrates the area manager shouts a bit more, calls me a liar, says the count better be right that night, and leaves. Soon both Ricky and Henry got their respective pizzas and leave the store, with the duo spotted having a chat outside the shop. The user reveals how Henry came up with a clever plan to feed the homeless man, and it all started with a simple cancellation of an order. He revealed the next night, Henry calls me for an order. This was unusual because he's always generally once a week guy. I also found it unusual that he ordered a meat lover's pizza instead of his usual Supreme. I took it, made it, and 20 minutes later, Henry called again, apologetically, to cancel it. I say okay. In a bizarre coincidence, Ricky rolled in that night around that time asking for a pizza. I just so had one that was going to go uneaten, sitting under the heater. So the so-called coincidence soon started to take place every night as a user narrated. Henry would call, order a meat lover's pizza. I would make it. Henry would then call to cancel it, and Ricky would coincidentally roll in. Every night, same time. You could even count it to the second. This went on for months. Unfortunately, the clever scheme finally came to an end after one of his colleagues snitched on him and reported the full story to the manager. In the end, the user shared that the restaurant went under about a year later. I mean, well, that's what also happens. I mean, if you fire a good employee that treats the customers well, and the customers and that employee get, like a friendship relationship, you're going to have customers as long as that employee's there. Okay? But once that employee leaves, your customers are gone. Gone. The heartwarming post went viral and gained around 8.5 thousand upvotes with over 200 comments. Ashon, user Ashon, commented, "Good people doing good for the sake of being good. I love it. Besides, if a business can't cover the loss of one pizza a day, when most pizza places give their employees free food anyway, they don't deserve to be in business." Another Reddit user expressed that I've had to deal with homeless people more than a few times when I worked in retail. You want a meal? I got you. I just wish I could have helped more. They usually have some nasty problems. If I can actually read them without getting very close. "Thank you for feeding that man as many times as you did. This story made my whole night better." Another comment, "The story we all needed." I mean, yeah, if you're in how do I want to state this? If you're in a position where your power allows you to help people, even if you pay for the pizza or, this scenario, another person calls, cancel it. Okay, you got something going to waste right there under the heat lamps. Okay, give it to somebody, sorry, big words. But if you're in a position to where you can help, like if you want to buy someone food or what, I don't see how the managers could actually bitch at you for it, because the food is being made. Okay, you're paying for it. It's being paid for. Why are they bitching? Why are they bitching? Makes no sense at all. But anyhow, if you are in a position to help, it's always nice to. Okay? That pizza does actually look good right now, but yeah. I work at a pub actually. We make all different kinds of foods, and pizza's not one of them. Anyhow, but yeah, helping somebody gives you a good feeling. It brightens their day. It makes you feel good. It brightens your day. Excuse me, sorry. And sometimes the person you're helping may not even be a homeless person. Okay, it may be some other average Joe like yourself down the road. You're helping out, and whoever you're helping, they're going to have a good day because they're going to have a smile on their face, feel good, and they're going to likely, hopefully, go out and help someone, and that's going to just snowball, if you will. So yeah, if you're in a power to help, do so. But anyways, I'm going to end the video here. You guys take care of yourselves. You have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.